Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about something that I just noticed in my tank this afternoon that is very disturbing to me, but something that I probably should have known better than to allow to happen. So if you look closely at the Cory cats in this tank, you'll notice that most of them have a white ring around their mouths. This is not part of the traits of these particular Corys. This is a problem with the type of soil that I have in here or substrate that I have in here that has created a situation where their barbels have been rubbed down to nothing. Now, I don't know how I can fix this. It's not something that I would normally make a mistake on, but this particular tank I did not use one type of substrate. I did use fluval stratum, and then I also used a Seachem dark black. I'm trying to remember what the name of the brand was, but either way, I used that as a topping of that fluval stratum. And it's the only tank that I have like this, and it's the only tank as well where I'm seeing this kind of wear on the mouths of these fish. Now there are 5 Cory cats in here of 2 different varieties, and I'm going to have to pull them out and put them in some kind of a tank where they can heal up. Now I have done some research on this before posting this video, that they can grow back the barbels, but they will never be back to what they were. But they can heal, and they can get those barbels back to a point where they can function and live a fairly normal life. But unfortunately, I allowed this to happen, and I feel bad about it because you're supposed to be a good steward of these fish and do the best you can. I wish I could find more evidence of this in the tank, but right now I just turned the light back on after it being out for a while, so most of these fish are in that night mode right now, so I apologize. But if you are seeing this on your Cory cats, look at your substrate and try to put some kind of a topping on there if you can. It's hard to do once you've done a build. See this one right here, you can notice it on the very front of his mouth. It's just a white sort of circular look, and the barbels are gone. Now I'm surprised that they're alive because they do use those to root around in the tank for food. Now normal barbels, I don't know if we can see very well in here, would be like this here. As you can see with these Julie Corys here. Now, my lights are off, but unfortunately, I can't see. But these are normal in here, and this substrate is very different. Obviously, it is a fluval stratum substrate, and that substrate is not coarse and heavy like the stone in this particular tank here. So be extremely careful about this, guys, because it's something that I did not catch and would not have really thought about. Unfortunately, I will going forward, but I would not have thought about this as being a problem, in the past. So, wow, what a lesson to be learned. I just happened to start noticing this. I have so many tanks around my house that I can only give a certain amount of attention to each tank per day. Now I do a health check on every single tank, and that is really basically just making sure that there's no obvious problems. But on this one right here, this is a Cory as well. If you look at his mouth, you can see the same situation going on, and I'm certain that this does affect their ability to find food, which is unfortunate. Now they all look healthy so far, so I think they are eating, but this cannot be comfortable for them, given the situation. In fact, you can see that he's trying to rub his mouth on this. Now these cats, Cory cats, have been in here for a long time, so I'm really surprised that this is something I didn't see before now. I mean, at least 5-6 months, I would say, that they've been in here. So it's going to be quite the chore to get in here and root these out and try to get them feeling better. But something I've got to do, so I will do that over the next few days. Anyways, trying to find some Corys in this tank as well, but pygmy Corys are in here, and they are a little bit skittish, so you're not going to see them normally anyway. But anyways, I just thought I would show you what normal looks like, and unfortunately that is not normal over here. And again, I feel bad about that, and I'm going to take care of it, but I wanted to kind of let everybody know that you might want to look for that when you're using this type of soil as a topping for your substrate. This stuff is really rough volcanic rock that has a lot of sharp edges on it and is very rough, like sandpaper, and that is obviously what's happening here. The area around the mouth is getting worn down, and it wouldn't surprise me if we lose a few of these fish because of that, and that's really not good. Anyways, George here with the Art of Water. Thank you for sharing this moment with me of giving you a little bit of heads up on something that if you're making the same mistake, that you're careful to go and remedy that as soon as you can, so that it doesn't get as far as what I'm having problems with here. You can see that this fish here is fat enough and probably does just fine collecting food on the leaves and so forth. Thank God there is a ton of leaves in here, but obviously created some serious problems with this substrate, and that is the C-Chem. It's black. I can't remember what it's called exactly. I'd have to look it up, but if I can, I will put a link at the bottom there so that you know that I'm not saying anything bad about C-Chem if it's used properly. What I am saying is don't use it as a topper for your substrate. Some people do that to keep the substrate from being moved around too much. It's a little bit heavier, this C-Chem stuff, and it also is a nice look. It's got a beautiful contrast to it, and the nutrients, of course, are down below, and it helps with planting in the substrate as well, because it's heavy and it keeps things that are rooted when you're planting down in the soil a little bit better. So anyways, long story short is be careful with this. Maybe check yours to see if you're having the same problem. If you are, as I said, the remedy is to remove the fish, to put them in a hospital tank, and to feed them there and let them heal up. And the barbels will, in many cases, return. And what I've read suggests that they will never return to their full capacity, but they will at least come back fairly well. So anyway, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment, and hit that bell so that you get a video every time something comes out that I have produced here. So appreciate your time, and we'll get this remedied right away here this evening as it gets darker and these fish are a little easier to catch. So anyways, George here with the Art of Water. Take care, and we are out.